Professor Reynolds, many casual observers of the UK-US relationship point to the 1980s and the cooperation between Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan as maybe the pinnacle of how important that relationship is. Could you elaborate on why you point to the 1960s as the point where the relevancy of that relationship started to decline?
I think that in the 1940s and 1950s, Britain was still a major world power with colonies around the world, bases, and a significant economic and military capability. So I believe that in the 1940s and 1950s, Britain was an important ally for the United States in the Second World War and in the early Cold War, both in Europe and globally. By the 1960s, with decolonisation, with the rise of the European Union, it seems to me that the relationship has changed. Certainly there have been moments, such as Thatcher and Reagan, where there was closeness between the two personalities. But the relationship between the two countries didn't have the same international significance as it did have in the 40s and 50s.
And how would you describe the pillars that this relationship has been founded on?
I think some of the legacies from the 1940s and 50s, when, as I say, that was the heyday of the special relationship, have continued to the present day. For example, Britain has a unique relationship with the United States in nuclear weapons. It's the only country which the Americans have allowed to share in nuclear technology. The Polaris missile systems in the 1960s, the Trident missile systems today, those will have to be reassessed in the next few years, whether Britain is going to continue to be a nuclear power. The intelligence relationship is very close. Britain and America cooperate in intelligence surveillance all over the world. That's a relationship that dates back to the Second World War and continues right through to the present. These are things which are, I think, enduring features of the special relationship.
And what implications would the UK elections of May 2015 have on the relationship between the US and the UK?
I think that for the United States, it's fundamental that Britain remains part of the European Union. If that is called into question, and there is a possibility of a referendum on UK membership of the European Union by the end of 2017, that would be a really serious concern for the United States. The US would also have real problems dealing with a United Kingdom that was no longer united. In other words, if there was another referendum on Scottish independence, and if the Scottish National Party won, then what would happen to the United Kingdom, that is very unclear. So for the Americans, I think a clear-cut United Kingdom that is a member of the European Union is fundamental to American foreign policy. Anything else would be problematic.